All right. I think it worked this time, and I think we are good to go. Welcome to the ISRL Tier 2 Brazilian Grand Prix. It's round 3 of 7 for our shortened Tier 2 season. Yeah, what to say? We had a super eventful race last week in Baku, as all races were. And now we're at Brazil. It's known for being quite an unpredictable racetrack. We aren't quite sure what the weather is going to be yet, but it's almost guaranteed that we're going to get some sort of weather-related drama. It is Brazil, after all. Quite a big lobby so far. Giant, the only one to set a lap time. I'm sure you guys remember his amazing finish with Mr. Kuehl X last week. These two are going to be looking to make an impact on the track again. McLaren very strong so far in this Tier 2 season. Carter is here with me. Carter, how are you doing?
Good, Nick. It's good to be here. As you were just mentioning, the McLaren guys have been really, really strong. Sit 1-2 at the top of the standings, and of course #1 in the constructors standings. You were mentioning a lot about the opportunity of rain or weather. We got Mushroom going a little bit wide. He's able to keep it straight. He does, but it's going to hurt his lap time. But talking about the weather, how many races in real life, probably excluding the 2019 Grand Prix, where we've seen rain just throw everything away and give us an absolutely thrilling race. So hopefully we'll get a thrilling race, rain or not, but for sure really excited.
Yeah, and in 2019, as you brought up, it wasn't rain, it was something else. It still gave us a thrilling race here in real life. This circuit is, it's one of my favorite circuits on the calendar. It's absolutely an iconic track, and it always delivers good action. And yeah, never a dull day here at Interlagos. So it's 7 minutes done in qualifying already. About half our field has set a lap time yet. Giant back out on track. He's fastest right now with a 109.176. Cruz close behind though in that Mercedes machine 109.3. He's going to be looking to kind of make a dent in the standings. Hasn't had the best of luck so far. If I pull up these standings here, you'll see Cruz, where is he? He's in 9th place with only 12 points. So not the start of the season he would have wanted, that's for sure. Do you think he stands a chance at kind of making a comeback here in Brazil?
I definitely do, and a big factor in why I think that is because you just, again, look at last week in Baku. What was it? Almost every lap we saw. And again, look at this, the top 3 in so far qualifying. Giant, Cruz, George, JT, through, of course, Mr. Kuehl in there as well. Damsey is getting in there as well. So he's shown us that he's able to compete with the front of the pack, but just having a little bit of bad luck so far, only 12 points. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was all 12 points were collected last week. So for sure, definitely look for a bounce back, as we saw him in Tier 3, I think it was last season as well, competing for the championship. So don't be surprised if you see him fight for the championship. This is all said and done.
Yeah, Mo says dry to cloudy for the race. It doesn't look like there's going to be any inclement weather right now. Of course, that can change. The weather forecast is not, a written down truth. It is variable.
And Giant just set a 1:08.7, nearly, what was it, 5 or 6 tenths faster than his original time. Sorry for cutting you off there.
No, all good.
What a lap.
Very, very quick lap from Giant. That's he's the first man in the 108s. He's the only man so far in the 108s. His teammate, Mr. Kuehl, has not qualified yet. We're going to have to wait and see. Maybe he can compete. He is last week's winner, about the only driver who's been able to keep up with. Oh, and he does. He goes fastest, 108.2. So absolutely demolishes Giant's lap time. That was a great lap from Mr. Kuehl. As I was talking about, he's the only man who's been able to beat or at least match Giant's pace here. in so far this season, does a very good job there, as the McLarens are the only two cars in the 108s right now. Cruz on an outlap right now. He's coming around sector 2. We're gonna have to tune in back with him a little bit later, as he's gonna be trying again. I think he's gonna get maybe 2 more laps in. These guys, if they're not coming in right now, I think they're probably gonna be heading out soon for one of their last 2 attempts. I'm not sure if you've been paying attention to the back half of the guys who've set lap times right now. They're all in the pit, but is there anyone you've seen made a big mistake on their lap, or possibly just went out on a harder tire, or is this kind of their true pace this weekend?
I think I'm not quite sure. Haven't been paying too much of attention. But when the session first started, I just swore I saw somebody select the immediately as the session was created, select the hard tire to go out. I'm not sure who it was. I think it may have been an Alfa Romeo. But obviously that idea was quickly scrapped and went with something different. I think I saw Damsey just retired on the track. He was all by himself, so I had to believe maybe a mistake there, hit the wall. There's not actually a lot of wall stake. I have to say that's probably the only mistake that I've seen so far. I see Alex had to retire, so maybe another one there. But overall, it's pretty clean so far. And I mean, my goodness, the McLarens just picking right back up where they left off last weekend.
Absolutely. I'm getting some comments here on the YouTube stream saying turn up your mic slightly, Carter. If that's possible, we're going to be able to hear you just a little bit better. Mushroom going wide there. We saw it just while you were talking there. Ending up having to cut the first turn. Didn't disqualify his lap. I don't know if he's still going for it. I would think not, but he's going to have to try again. Still has not set a lap time. Fallen Monkey's still in the pits as well in the Red Bull. No teammate today, as Northman is running a little bit late. We're going to hope that he can make it to the racetrack on time. He did. Did he just get in? I missed that notification. So yeah, perfect.
He just got in, and we now have a new outside pole sitter in Cruz. 108, yeah. 603 moves in between the two McLarens.
Absolutely. So Cruz, like we were saying earlier, definitely looking to set his mark in this championship so far. He was one of the runner-ups in season 1, and you know, a little bit of bad luck and a little bit of maybe some performances that could have been better from Cruz, and he definitely could have won that championship. So I'm sure that he's looking to redeem himself, I guess you should say. And win this one. He's got some tough competition, though. Of course, last week's champion Chris is still on the grid this year, and Jediant and Mr. Cool, two very, very quick drivers there to match him. So it's not going to be easy. If anything, it's going to be a little bit harder this season with the shortened number of races. Northman leaving the session. We're going to have to try to get him again. Chris, though, on a lap. Is that a hot lap for him? No, I think he's going a little bit. Yeah, sure. I think that's an in lap from Chris.
Fastest time.
Your microphone is glitching just a tiny bit there.
Every time I lay my finger on the connector, it does that. So I have to keep reminding myself to watch out for it. But we've got, let's see here. Looks like, yeah, as I said, Terminal Deity. Looks like he to be on an outlap.
Oh, Mr. Kuehl, I think, was that him improving his laps, or is he about to?
No, someone. I think it was El Biku.
El Biku, that's the pale color I saw jumping up there in the scoreboard. El Biku, the great lap, 109.05. He's not in the 108s, but he's getting rather close. That's some of the strongest pace we've seen from him all season. Currently, where's El Biku so far this year? He, no points on the season, has not had the start of the year he wanted. Here, let's run down the championship order real quick. So it goes Jediant with 36 points. He's our champion if the season ends today. Mr. Kuehl, 26, tied with Chris in second place, both 10 points back from our leader. Jordan JT, he's had a solid year so far. He's all the way up into 4th place in the championship with a couple of podiums already. Lorenzo, he's P5. Where is he right now? He's P7 in the qualifying. He's going to want to get that position up if he wants to defend that P5. Damsey, Spoon, Northman, Cruz, Vezlovsky. That's your top 10. It's very tight, though, in Tier 2. I think 5th to 9th. Or is separated by only 6 points, so very close. I did see Fallen Monkeys get back online. I think we're gonna have to invite him again. Word around the paddock is Fallen Monkeys title sponsor Rogers has gotten a technical issue, so he's having some internet trouble. He's trying to get back online in the lobby. I do hope everyone on the stream that Carter's mic works well. Carter, they're starting to make their final quali laps here. Is anybody to watch out for?
Well, I'm looking at Lorenzo right now. He's just about to complete his time lap, or is he going to peel into the pits? You do want to get that corner. You want to go as low as possible. Don't want to invalidate it. Let's see what his time is. He does improve by about a 10th.
Yeah, 108.9 there. Oh, look how close he is to Jordan JT.
2,000ths of a second.
Absolutely, that's so close. So close.
And that just goes off my point earlier. I mean, we've seen some of the closest racing through all of the tiers in this particular tier 2. I mean, my goodness, what was the finishing margin? A 10th of a second last weekend in Baku.
Absolutely.
We've seen so many tight qualifying times, but I think that may be one of the closest we've seen so far. 2,000ths of a second.
Yeah, speaking of very close, 3,000ths of a second between Spoon and Ikovacic down in P9 and P10.
See, yeah,
so
that's incredible.
Spoon looking to improve that now. He's on the soft tires. Oh, goes a little bit wide there, and
Mushroom goes up to second.
I think he's gonna stop his lap. Mushroom, yeah, going up to second with a 108.4. He was trying to brag about his time trial times earlier in the chat. Saying he was catching up to me. It's looking like he's putting his money where his mouth is with a blistering fast 108.4. And who was that spinning? That's Chris. I do hope he wasn't on a hot lap there.
I think he was. He was on a hot lap. Those tires are brand new. And now that's going to disrupt. There was a Toro Rosso there as well.
And he's spinning the tires and he's gone around again.
You get all that dirt on your tires, and but you don't want to retire on track like that. Did he get disqualified?
If that might get reported if he does so. But yeah, Chris is saying I have enough.
There's a Marshall's post right there, but
yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to retire on track like that. We'll have to take a look at it.
Is anybody on track right now? I think we have.
There's a lot of cars at the end of Sector 3. I'm going to try and look at. Mushroom peels into the pits. Alfa Romeo. Is that Chilmo starting a lap? It is.
It is. Let's right on board with Chilmo. 110, 121 right now. A little bit off the pace of our leaders. We're at 108.254. That's our pole time right now. Mo putting on the soft tires. Reminder that he did set that lap time on the mediums, so it's not truly representative of what he can do, as he's looking to improve that right now. Coming through Sector 1, I didn't see what that split was, but we're going to be able to see it at the end of Sector 2. Let's right on board with him here. Oh, it goes a little bit wide there. Lucky not to disqualify his time, and it's looking like he's struggling just a little bit with understeer, eh? As that car seems to be kind of sliding around the corners.
Yeah, for sure. And I do want to admit this. There's almost like there's a learning curve to this track. I mean, you obviously know the track, but at least in my experience, every single time is a little bit different, especially through the Senna S's. But yeah, Chilmo going to look to improve. He's going to have about 7 seconds to the line to match this time. We're going to see what it is as he comes across the line. Is he going to improve? It's oh so close, and he does by about 2/10 of a second. He gets ahead of his lost speed. Or did he stay? Was he already in 13th? He improved on his time. I know that for sure. And as Lorenzo goes up into, or somebody just moved again. Maybe LB but the time has run out. And I think that's it. I don't see any other cars that are still on a hot lap. That's our qualifying.
I do not. Looks like this session is going to start with quite a bit of McLaren and Mercedes action at the front. They're going to split the first two rows with Mr. Kuehl and Cruz, I believe, on the inside row on this Brazilian Grand Prix track, and Mushroom Giant using the outside. I don't know if there's going to be any team orders here at the start. Two sets of teammates very close to each other. I'm expecting at least a little bit of teamwork at the start. I don't know about you, but I think these guys are going to be trying to launch their team ahead of the other one.
Yeah, it's almost going back to my NASCAR day knowledge. You want it on these restarts or on race starts. You want to have your teammate behind you for that extra sense of security. That's not going to be the case though. They are, I mean, within one place of each other almost, or two places in the case of that and Mr. Cool. But interesting to see what happens. Definitely going to look for some teamwork.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris in the Alpha, he's a long way from his teammate Alex Ja in 16. He had an unfortunate incident at the start of qualifying. Dempsey as well in 15th in the Williams. They were not able to set a lap time. Fallen Monkeys, as mentioned, had some internet troubles. So unfortunately for him, not able to set a competitive lap time or lap time at all. Let's hope those issues are resolved. We did see him rejoin, but that means with his teammate not participating in qualifying, both Red Bulls starting at the back of the grid. What's that got to be for them?
For the first breath, it's a free strategy choice. Of course, starting below 10th, you get a free choice of tire. You get to kind of create your own strategy, I guess, for lack of a better term. So that's always a good thing. And at least in my experiences, starting at the back, you get to stay out of trouble. You got to be a little bit more careful. You get to kind of assess the situation, assess the start as it happens, and act accordingly. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Starting towards the back of the pack, again, that free choice of tire always comes in handy for the start of the race.
Absolutely. An important thing for the Red Bull boys to do is going to be not to get themselves on identical strategies, because they might leave themselves vulnerable to a double stack, and it sucks losing track position to your teammate or losing time to your teammate on the racetrack. It sucks even more in the pit lane because there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to sit there and wait. Same goes with our leaders, actually, in the McLarens and the Mercedes. They're going to want to be careful to not hinder their own teammate here. They're both in positions to score a 1-2 if everything goes well. And we're going to get ready for the start here in Brazil. It's the formation lap first, as all their drivers are going to be getting temperature in their tires, warming up the brakes, and making sure the engine doesn't overheat. Carter, why don't you walk us through this grid with who to watch here for this race?
I mean, the countless amount of broadcasts that we've done, Nick, I like that long first stint. So I like what Yuri's going with, and Chilmo and Kozlowski as well. Try and get a little bit of an overcut on the guys starting on the softer compound. Go a little bit farther with a little bit more grip once those soft tires start to wear out. Go into the pits, hopefully come out closer or ahead of some of the guys on the soft tires you're battling in front of. So not a bad strategy call there. But one thing I will say, though, been a pretty universal decision amongst the drivers that the soft tire is the one to start the race on. Pretty interesting note there. It's probably more than I've ever seen stick with one tire.
From my practice races, I can tell you this soft tire will last a solid 15, 16 laps, maybe even up to 18 if you're careful about its life. So I would not be surprised to see a lot of guys stick out that soft tire if there's an early safety car, and not pitting for that medium, because that's not going to get you to the end. But you can very, very easily do a soft to medium run here. I'm not expecting any hard tires personally.
Yeah, me neither, but Mr. Cool, he's going to be sitting on the grid for a much longer time. He almost looked like he jetted out away from Mushroom and Cruz at the last second, so he'll be on the grid for a lot longer time, as still waiting on Northman and Monkeys, Alex and Damsey to get back up to the grid, and we are almost ready to go for round 3. Season 2 in Tier 2. Can the McLarens compete with the Mercedes? We're going to find out. Here we go.
Absolutely. We're about to get our 5 fake lights, I believe. And
I think they might be real.
I think, are they going to be real? We're going to see. And it is. It's lights out here in Brazil, and Mr. Kuehl Mushroom as well with a solid start. He's going to go and cover off his teammate on the right, and Cruz as well getting ahead of Jediant. So Jediant is going to fall back into 4th here, just where he started. No changes in our top 4, and in the back we have Lorenzo, who's spun out there in Tier 1. Looks like he got himself going again. That's Spoon and Ikovacic going at it into turn 3 as well. We'll watch going wide. There is Damsey. So Spoon taking up on Damsey as well. Let's go back up to the front. We're getting some battling all over the field. A very clean start for most of these guys. Terminal Deity, he's got himself up into 7th. Elbiku up into 6th. Jordan losing 2 positions off of that race start. He's going to want to get those back. Look at Damsey up 5 places already in P10. He's right on the back of the Renault of Spoon. And it looks like everyone's kind of just not getting spread out here, but getting ready to gear up for this long straight. You want to get the overtake on, and we're going to see if we get any moves at the end here. Oh, there's a... Alex Ja is sideways at the back. It looks like they're going to be going side-by-side teammates here down this main street. Jediant's going to go for it. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1, I think. No, Jediant bails out at the last second. That was scary. But Cruz getting ahead of Mushroom. Wow.
Yeah, here comes Jediant on the back of Mushroom. Mushroom's going to try and break the slipstream. It's not going to help as much as he wanted, and here comes the McLaren. He's going to back out of it.
Yeah, Jediant looking down the inside, but not close enough. I think he's just going to take his time with Mushroom, and there's no sense in rushing. Jediant can easily cover off Chris, who's in the back. Oh, look at that. Look at Elbiku there coming with a full head of steam, having a slam on his brakes not to hit Chris there. And looks like we're getting quite a bit of an action-packed train in the middle here, but they got to be careful because this is letting Mr. Kuehl kind of step away from this race. Maybe that's the strategy Jediant and Mr. Kuehl devised. I don't know. Here, I'll fight with them. You take the lead. I can catch up later. And we're going to have to see after seeing their battle last week, though. I don't think any of them are just going to gift the win like that. Ooh. Pardon me. And yeah, as our field starts to spread out, this has been a very clean start. No retirements so far. There's just Lorenzo who had that unfortunate spin in lap 1. Did you see what happened there?
It was a typical. He hit the right rear tire of somebody else. I couldn't see at the last Senna S, and it just sent him around, almost Sebastian Vettel-esque. You know, hitting the rear of the other car, sending it right on around. I want to point out Monkeys. You mentioned a lot of people making up places at the start. Follow Monkeys. I believe started in 17th along with his teammate. He's all the way up into 13th, taking advantage of some of the spins that happened in front of him. So well done to him. But I will say the medium tire runners like Chilmo, he has made up 1 place, but Yuri and Wisławski both losing places on the first lap. Yeah,
Wisławski, we did see him fighting there at the start of the race. Maybe just got a little bit of a half spin or something, cost him some positions. But he is on the medium tire, so he is going to be able to go a little bit longer in the race, and that should hopefully compensate for that slower pace early on. But Jediant now, I wouldn't say he's struggling, but I certainly expected him to be past Mushroom at this point in the race. Not sure if he's conserving the tires or not, but he's going to have to step it up because Chris is getting very close to him in the back. And as soon as he's under attack from Chris, then he can't properly attack Mushroom. Mushroom goes very wide there. Wow.
Yeah, Mushroom made a mistake in the Senna S's, or going into turn 1, and Jediant's still not able to get by. There was a battle. Look at this Spoon and Jordan JT and Damsey. Oh, is there contact? There's not. Look at the 2 Williams and the Renault there having a great battle.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to tune in on that for a while, as I don't think there's going to be any moves from Chris or Jediant in this section here. We do have... yeah, that's Northman and Lorenzo. Lorenzo with another kind of is semi-incident there. Northman letting him go, so must have been slightly at fault for that. Very nice of him to let his rival go by there, saying sorry. You know, that was my bad. I apologize. Here, take this position. It'll cost me more time than it cost you. Jordan though on the straight, I think he's put in just a little bit of a gap to Spoon, but this is where we're going to see the overtake start to happen. DRS enabled already, and two guys, look at that in the train, and they're going to be going side by side. Jordan and Spoon into turn one, and that's going to be Spoon around the outside. He's got the inside line here, and is he going to get the place? Yes, he is. Pushes Jordan just a little bit wide. Now Jordan is going to be under attack from his teammate. Damsey getting ahead as well. These guys fighting. Oh my god, absolutely. You don't want to do a Ferrari there, as we saw them getting ever so closer to each other. And Spoon getting a little bit of grass. That's going to cost him the position to Damsey. Damsey getting back ahead. So Damsey going from 9th to 7th in the span of a few corners. These guys are not done fighting yet. And look how much, look, there's Ikovacic and Terminal Deity starting to get stuck behind them here, as they've been fighting quite hard for quite a few laps already. It's kind of letting the pack catch up just a little bit.
Jedian's gotten a lot closer to Mushroom. It's under 3/10 now. He's going to get DRS on the straightaway, but a lot of times it's been around this gap, but Mushroom's been able to keep Jediant behind him even without DRS.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Mushrooms maybe just running ultra low downforce package or something. Maybe Jediant put a little bit too much on the wing. We saw Chris there thinking about making a move on the McLaren. Thinks better of it. That's probably a smart move. He knows that if he can just wait a little bit, there's going to be something that happens ahead. Looks like Cruz and Mr.
No ERS though.
Yeah,
so
he's
got no ERS.
He is pushing hard then. So looks like maybe a little goof for the setup from Jediant. Although on my screen that was very weird. It looks like his brake pedal was fully engaged at the same time as his gas there. Maybe that's why he's a little bit slower. That's very weird. Oh, Chilmo getting a penalty. That's not good to get early on in the race. Mushroom though, if he's one mistake away from losing 2 positions, isn't he?
Yeah. And he's got to be careful. He's I think the right word is aggressive, but again, we mentioned it a lot, very, very fast. More, I'd like to say of an Alex Albon type, you know, where, you know, if he sees a gap, he's going to go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the same time, that he's got that speed, as we've been seeing to fend off 2 guys behind him with DRS, and El Piku is quickly catching.
Absolutely. It seems like momentary lapse of concentration maybe has been his downfall. As you know, in this league so far, he has the speed. He just needs to be able to apply it for every lap of the race. And it seems like he's always battling for a podium or up at the front when it happens. We're going to hope it doesn't happen today. He's in that podium spot, and he's holding off Jediant. Jediant getting very close, though. But Jediant with no ERS, and Mushroom is actually saving quite a bit of it. He's quite good on the ERS management so far this race.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Jediant has been pushing, but Mushroom, during this Sector 2, it is a good time to, if you need to save your ERS, but even if you don't, like in Mushroom's case, he's got plenty. He's doing a good job of preserving it for later, when he will for sure have to fend off Jediant and Chris. But I want to actually look at Chris now. The last couple of laps, he's gotten much closer to Jediant than Jediant has gotten to Mushroom. So I'm going to look there. See, look at how close Chris is getting. He's going to think about a move. He thought about it, but turned away at the last second. And while these two battle, it's just going to help Mushroom not use as much ERS as he's going to originally need. And look at that. Jediant only has 3% ERS, and he's in 0 mode right now. Just not able to attack as much as he'd want.
Not using his DRS either on that straight, it seemed like. Bit of a weird call from Jadine. Spoon and Jordan GT are still going at it. And now it's Damsey who's all over the back of Spoon. We're going to see him try to go around the outside here. Watch out, you don't want to make contact, and not diving down the middle, or diving down the inside of Spoon there, Damsey is. Thinks better of it. He's going to wait onto the straight. I think these guys are still going at it. No one getting ahead in this battle so far. I do want to say this has been a remarkable start here for Tier 2. No safety cars, no excessive contact from anyone. There's no big damage on any of these cars, and everyone's essentially still in this race. Even Lorenzo, who's had a couple of spins, he's in P16 and he's only about 1.9 seconds back from the rest of the pack here. So great start from these drivers so far.
Yeah, and when the two Williams cars of Damsey and George GT were less battling, as you see, Damsey try to make a move on Spoon and he gets it done. Damsey was in 7th, Jordan was in 9th. And they essentially switched places again the next time that we looked at it. But this time Damsey's able to get by Spoon.
Oh, there goes Spoon again. Down the inside. Is he going to get it this time? They're going to go side by side. Oh, and they're holding around the outside goes Damsey. He's going to be ahead here going into this curve, and he's going to stay ahead. A little bit of, I think, contact as Damsey picks up a 3-second. Goes very wide. That's going to open the door for Spoon, who's going to try to sneak his nose down the inside. Are they going to go and switch again here? This is not a portion of the track known for overtaking. You can try to slide it down the inside there, just like Lewis Hamilton attempted on Alex Albon in 2019. It backfired for him. Spoon not attempting it is probably for the better, as Damsey really closed down that door. I was going to say, I think Chris Can is going to be going for it on Jedi. He's going to be looking down the inside. No, can't do it again. So it looks like Chris Can is suffering from the same problem Jedi is suffering. You just cannot get past the guy ahead.
Yep, and we've got our first car into the pits. It is Spoon after that battle with Damsey. He's going to pit, presumably onto the medium tire, I'd have to say.
Yeah, so Spoon, putting on a set of medium tires. He's going to fix that wing. I don't know if he picked up damage right after we tuned away, but I think he did go on the mediums, because I did see medium tires on there, and no, he is on the softs. So putting on another pair of softs here, going for a 2-stop in this race. Interesting choice. He is going to have, he is going to have the outright pace here over Jordan and Damsey, but I don't think Jordan and Damsey are pitting for another, at least another couple of laps here. So we're going to see if that pays off. So we're going with a more aggressive tire strategy here. So we're going to definitely be seeing some fastest laps from him soon.
Very close to Jadine, a lot closer than previous laps. But again, Jadine's able to put that DRS on Mushroom. It's not able to help them pass him, but it's able to help him fend off against Chris Can every single lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Elbiku, our second car to pit here. So it looks like Spoon getting in there has triggered kind of a wave of pit stops. Now, Elbiku is going to be putting on the medium tires here. We did see that kind of swap to softs there on the stream view, but no, it is the medium tires, so he's going to be looking to go to the end of this race. I think the medium tires are good enough to last 25 laps. I don't think he should have an issue. This is a very low abrasion surface. Where is he going to be coming out? Right ahead of Lorenzo, or right behind Lorenzo and Vasilevsky rather. So kind of right in the middle of the battle here, but he's found himself a gap, and he's going to try to make the most of it.
For sure. Mr. Cool, I just saw him pick up a time penalty of 3 seconds. He's currently about 2.5 ahead of Cruz, and it's been steadily growing, not by a huge amount, but I think probably by about a tenth or two every lap.
Oh, Chris is going in the pits.
Chris getting into the pits. Probably a medium tire.
Oh, that's a 5 seconds for speeding.
He's in the pits. It's a funky entrance. You keep it full throttle just until the last second. It is a long pit entrance. What tire is he going to go on? It looks like the mediums, and it is. He's out and away, and he didn't serve that time penalty.
No, you're not allowed to serve it right away, I believe. You have to serve it next pit stop. So if there's a safety car and we see him pit, we should be able to see him serve that in the pit lane, and hopefully not lose too much time due to the penalty at the end of the race. What this has done though, not Mr. Cool, but Jediant and Chris battling. Jediant is now out of Mushroom's DRS range, so it's looking like these the two Mercedes there just absolutely outpacing Jediant so far. I thought we were going to see him at least get ahead of one of them so far this race. He's had a lot of pace, Jediant, so far this season, but no luck so far.
And he's still got hardly any ERS. He's on 1%.
Oh, he's going to dive in the pits as well.
Yeah, and he will dive into the pits. He's going to
slow down just enough. Very well done from Jediant as, he gets his car in the pits. No problems there. We're going to see where he comes out. He had a slightly better entrance, I think, than Chris. Gets out a little bit quicker as well. Where is Chris? Right here. And I think Chris is coming around turn 1 right now. Yes, he is. So right on board with him. They're both going to be accelerating down their version of the Senna S's. And I think Chris is going to get ahead.
Oh, this is going to be close. And yep.
And Chris, just getting ahead there. So Chris undercut working for him, and he's going to be coming out right ahead of Jediant. So he doesn't have to take it on track now. He can just kind of drive on ahead. He did it in the pit lane. Very well done from Chris. Fallen Monkey's getting a little bit of a moment there. I think his internet is lagging just a little bit, as we know he had those issues earlier. So let's hope for him that doesn't affect him too much in his battles with anyone else. Let's run down this position change here so far. Damsey up 10 spots. Monkey's up 9 spots. They're our biggest gainers so far today. What do you think?
Yeah, you love it.
Your mic is crackling just a little bit.
Oh, no. A little bit better?
Yeah.
All right, they've been battling for what seems to be the entire session, as now Damsey gets past his teammate. Look at that. Going into turn 1 in the Senna S's, almost missed that. Luckily, at least from my end, we've got it back now, but his teammate's going to get the DRS back.
Yeah, Monkey's disconnecting from the session. He's going to drop down a few places here.
Yep, and oh my goodness, there's some contact between the two Williams drivers. But to your point, I feel like they're in a good position. As long as they don't battle each other too much and slow each other down, they should be in a good position for the end of this race. And Fallen Monkeys, it's unfortunate. I think he's got some points on the table, I'm pretty sure, in the standings. But this is not a good time for your internet to start acting up, especially if you're inside the top 10, ready to make a pit stop here soon. And speaking of that, Prix into the pits, the first of the Mercedes cars.
Yeah, we're going to see is Mushroom not going in the pit, so good for him. He's not going to double stack himself. That would have been quite unfortunate. So it looks like Cruz is going to force Mr. Kuehl to react. Let's right on board. We haven't seen much of Mr. Kuehl here. Let's see how his tires are handling. It's looking like, I think they're starting to get a little bit worn there. We're not seeing him throw that car around the corners. But you know what all this does? Is this promotes Damsey into third. I know he still has to pit, but he's driven an absolutely amazing race so far.
Yeah, and we saw him race a phenomenal race last week as well. Just didn't quite work out. If my memory serves me correct, it didn't quite work out the way he wanted it. Showing it off again, however, still has to pit. I was just watching it at the same moment that you were. But good so far. We're going to see where he might come out after these round of pit stops.
Yeah, I'm seeing a ton of penalties flashing up on our screens here. It looks like there's a bit of a train in the back as Mr. Kuehl goes into the pits. Looks like Jordan Spoon both kind of got back together there after their pit stop, and they're still fighting. They cannot get away from each other. But now they're stuck behind Northman and Lorenzo, who are also fighting for position. And I do want to say, I think when Damsey eventually pits, he's going to be dropping right back into this pack. And this is...
Or is he? No, he'll be in second behind Mr. Cool.
Mushroom is pitting here. I think I saw him pick up a penalty. We're going to see if he serves it. Oh, no. So he's coming out of the pits. He's on the hard tires. Mushroom. I did not think I was going to see the hard tires come out today, but looks like he's decided to go on them. The mediums could have 100% lasted until the end of this race. That is not even a question, so I'm not sure why he's putting on the mediums. We're going to hope that doesn't come to bite him, because he was running a great race so far today. Jordan going around the outside of Northman there. there in turn 2 and 3, and that was an exceptional move there from the Williams driver. And it looks like Spoon's going to go down the inside. He's going, you know what? No, I'm not letting you get away from me. Get back over here. We're not done fighting. He's going to go right after this Williams again. And in the background, you're going to see the two Toro Rossos finally getting some screen time here. They've been hovering near the back, but I think we might be see a little teammate battling here soon. Not the start of the season they wanted, these Toro Rossos, eh?
Yeah, not so far.
Yeah.
And this is where the moment of truth is for Damsey. He comes into the pits. Where is he going to come out? I can almost imagine he's going to come out probably in 11th behind Jordan. He did go longer. He's going to put the hard tires on. No,
I'm seeing the mediums for me.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
Typical glitch when the tires first come on, but here we go. Where's he going to come out? Is he going to reunite with his teammate again?
So they're coming around turn 1 right now. It's going to be very close. I think Damsey's going to come out ahead. He is. Yeah, he is coming out ahead. So absolutely. And one thing that we did not notice here is that Mushroom putting on the hard tires, he went very long here into the stint, and he's come out behind Chris and Jediant. So Mushroom essentially just pitted himself out of a podium, probably waiting a little bit too long as El Biku disconnects. I hope he gets back in. I don't know if you want to try sending an invite to them. Oh no, we can't. So we're gonna hope that somebody in there can invite. Same with Monkeys there, who's dropped all the way down. So oh god, there's
17. That is a huge heartbreak for Monkeys.
Yeah, he has pit. There's still a couple cars who have not pit. I think he's only properly about 13th or 14th right now, but without that AI coming back, oh, he's back online now. So should be able to get back here. Sorry for the notification on the stream there. I save a couple here for people I need to invite a lot. But Jediant says Mushroom that hit him, and Chris is out as well.
Mushroom did not make contact. I think it was the two of them. Look at that shot, two of them coming back on the track. But no, it was Jediant and Chris Can both making contact with each other.
Oh
Mushroom
no! And Mushroom getting promoted into 3. We were just questioning. Yeah, we were just questioning his decision to go on the hard tires. At least he's made the decision not to be involved in that incident, as Chris and Jediant both sending their cars around. Very lucky that neither of them took damage there. It was just one of those unfortunate kind of F1 physics incidents where you tap and you both go spinning. Lucky to keep it out of the wall though.
Yeah, Mushroom, he was kind of swerving around. He was behind these two, looking for a possible opening. Kind of clipped the grass, almost got him spinning around, but then right in front of him, Jediant and Chris Can made contact, trying to go side by side into, I think, what is that, turn 3. So yeah, turn 3 or turn 4. But yeah, Mushroom getting away from both of those cleanly.
Yeah, well done from Mushroom avoiding that incident. So I'm sure he's pretty proud of himself for that one. Yeah, so this has come shake up everything. We still have not had a safety car in Brazil. This has been one of the cleaner races we've seen so far.
Exciting.
Yeah,
incredible race.
Lots of intense racing. These guys are all manufacturing it up by themselves. We have not had to bunch the field up. These guys are just going at it. No retirements so far this race. Unfortunately for El Biku and Fallen Monkeys, though, they have disconnected. I hope they can get back in the lobby, as El Biku's well.
My former teammate in Season 1 of Tier 1 having an outstanding race up in the 6th place. But, I mean, my goodness, that's terrible for El Biku.
Yeah, absolutely. Damsey, Spoon, and Jordan, though, despite their battling, they've gotten themselves up into the points, so they're not losing too much time. Now, Fallen Monkeys, he's joining back in. How disappointed do you think he is going to be to see himself in P18? And
I'm pretty sure he would have hoped to see single digits on the position. Indicator, but yeah, that's going to hurt a lot to see that fat number 18 next to you, next to the position counter. He's actually about to get lapped by Mr. Cool for good measure, and both actually the Red Bulls are back exactly where they started this race, just flip-flopped Northwind and Monkeys, but they started at the back of the grid, and they're right back there again. it's unfortunate, especially for monkeys.
Yeah, absolutely. Luckily for him, there is going to be some people who are going to have to pit again. We have a couple of like Kozlowski, he's on very old medium tires, as well as Spoon, who is going to have to pit again. I think Spoon just as well. We were talking about Mushroom pitting himself off of a podium. I think Spoon pitted himself out of the points here, as he has to pit again. That's on he's on his second set of soft tires, and you have to put at least 2 different compounds on. So he doesn't have a choice but to go again, and I think he's gonna have to go soon, unless he wants to just run medium tires for about 5 laps.
Yeah, and it's you mentioned Kozlowski. He's had those tires on since the beginning of the race.
Yeah, he has.
Or has he? Or has he?
Oh no, he has. He pitted early, didn't he? I believe he did. He pitted very, very early. Probably had some wing damage or something. Oh, and who's that pitting? That is Kozlowski.
Yep, into the pits, put a set of I think he was waiting for that 15 lap to go window. He's gonna put, presumably the soft tires on, I'd have to guess.
Yeah, Damsey getting ahead of Chris Can here. He's on the younger tires. That Williams has pace so far. He's been very strong so far this season, Damsey. No, let's see. He's got 15 points. He's currently in 6th in the championship right now. Yeah, so now getting ahead of Chris, this should promote him at least past Lorenzo, possibly even past Jordan JT. So possibly lifting Damsey up into P4 if he can keep this 5th place here. Lots of points on the line, and with this shortened calendar season that we're having for Season 2, every race matters that much more. And single DNF could seriously derail your season. It's all going to be about consistency, and win is so good to have. That's 25 points basically, and that's a win already puts you up into P4, because no one else has more than 23 right now except for our top 3. So these guys, they're gonna have to keep battling hard here, but they're not too hard, because as soon as they crash, that's basically season over. I don't think we're going to see anybody recovering from these bad starts in Season 2. Season 3, though, 18 race calendar. We're trying to hit up most of the tracks. Obviously, we're going to be doing the 2 new ones. Season 3 taking place in F1 2020 right after release. And
I just got notification that Albiku's game crashed.
Oh, no. So I hope he can get back in here.
Yeah.
Looks like Monkeys has regained control of his car. He's no longer ghosted. Unfortunately for him, he's about to get lapped. Yeah. Not the race he wanted. Absolutely not the race he wanted. As everyone's starting to get a little bit more spread out, we're not seeing too many battles anymore. There you go, Alpiku getting back in the session. His fall has been a little bit less drastic than Fallen Monkeys. Of course, Albiku's AI did not have to pit, but all the way up into P6, he's in P13 now, and I'm sure that's not the race he wanted either. Unfortunately, this game taking victims again. And we're going to hope that is not the case later tonight. Tier 1 races in just over an hour. As of right now, we still have to finish this race. So the Brazilian Grand Prix round 3 of 7 for Season 2 is... it's been an exciting one so far. It looks like Mr. Kuehl, he's looking poised to take the lead of the championship. If he can carry on and win the race here, it's going to drop Jediant down into P2. And Chris as well, I think he's going to conserve his position if nothing changes. Mushroom looking like he's going to pick up his first points of the season if he can keep it out of the wall. He's had an unlucky race in Australia and in Azerbaijan. He's looking very strong today, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
The penalty there.
And as soon as Albiku gets back, that's terrible. You hate to see it, for sure. Spoon and Nikovic into the pits for their final, hopefully for their sake, final pit stop. Medium tires for Spoon. Obviously used 2 sets of soft already. Have to go on to the mediums. We're going to see, and Chilmo actually pits too.
Chilmo, I'm surprised about that pit stop. Maybe he had no wing damage from Chilmo, so I think he just wants to a set of mediums to go to. You know, what's this? There's a battle going on. This is Alex Juh and Lorenzo going at it into turn 1. Is that my phone hitting the ground? Yes, it was. But Lorenzo and Alex Juh going at it into turn 1. It looks like Alex Juh is going to be trying again down the inside here. They're side by side, and Alex just going to be ahead, just ahead of the Ferrari here. Those soft tires not coming in handy for Lorenzo, and but he's not too far back. I think he's going to be able to fight back here, staying close to the Alfa Romeo. And not enough. Looks like Alex Juh is going to hold on to that position. Big moment, I think. Is that? Yeah. Did I see that right? Yep. Yes. Yeah. Lorenzo pushing maybe just a little bit too hard. We're seeing so many penalties pop up there on our race control notification. It's going to be very interesting to see how this affects the end of the race. I'm not sure who is going to be most affected by it. I have not been keeping track of the names popping up there, but it's safe to say that some positions will definitely swap at the end there. Let's just hope it's not with any of our winners, because how disastrous would that be? Basically penalizing yourself out of podium. I've done it. I'm sure you've done it as well. It's never fun.
No, it's the worst feeling in the world. It's you go from there's contact between Alex and Lorenzo. I don't know how Alex was able to keep it going straight, but he did. Well done to him, but he's going to be under pressure again from Lorenzo down the inside. Is he going to make the move? And look at the Toro Rosso as well. Down the inside.
Oh, they're going to switch.
My goodness. Very, very close between the Ferrari and Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, Lorenzo going down the inside, hitting that curb, and it looks like it took him a little bit deep in the corner. We're going to right on board with Ikovacic, who's got front row seats to this battle going on ahead of him. And yeah, he's kind of waiting there, hoping that they make a mistake that would gift him a point. Basically, these guys are fighting for the last point position of the race. Still no retirements. I cannot believe it. Already, like we've had 26 laps and no one has crashed enough to retire. And yeah, the craziest thing, Mr. Cool is approaching this pack to lap these guys. These guys may go a lap down, but are still going all out for this last points position. Yeah, absolutely. Our leaders just having incredible pace so far today, but I do have to commend these drivers for keeping it clean. I mean, there's been an incident here or there, but nothing egregious. As Alex Juh, I think he's fallen a little bit further back from Lorenzo, so has Ikovacic, so this battle is going to have to be put on pause for the time being, I think. Up front, though, Chris is not done attacking Damsey.
How many times have we seen Chris Can try to pass someone with DRS on this front straightaway? I feel like it was with Giant earlier in this race. Damsey's put himself there now. Let's see. Chris is going to have to manage his ERS, though, through Sector 2. If he's going to have another chance, excuse me, and a better chance, that is, of passing the Williams.
Yeah, and he's going to have to manage his ERS, because look at Damsey. Damsey's at almost 80% battery, whereas Chris is barely at 20. So, yeah, he's going to have to save up if he wants a chance. He's got about 9 laps. No, yeah, 9 laps to do this. Closer to 9 laps anyways. And yeah, looks he's saving a lot. I don't think it's going to be enough. Damsey just has been saving battery for quite a few laps now, and it's going to be quite easy to fend him off. Just put some overtake on the main straight and kind of ward him off that way. He's almost at 90% Damsey, so Chris is definitely going to have to hope for a mistake. Oh, Ikovacic gets past Alex Juh. I must have dropped back there because Lorenzo's still ahead. But Ikovacic gets himself up into 11th. He's only one position away from the points here, and there's only one guy really close enough to give it to him, and that's Lorenzo right ahead. So we're going to have to keep an eye out on this battle. Spoon, after his pit stop, came out in 9th, and he's got nobody near him. So it looks like provided somebody bins it, or a safety car, looks like that's going to be where he finishes. Let's take a look at the position changes now. We've had quite a bit of a shakeup here after some guys. Come on, there you go. But it looks like Damsey is still our biggest gainer, and then Albiku, unfortunately for him, with his disconnections, not able to finish this race with us. His AI will carry on though, and hopefully get him to the start finish line. Not a ton of changes in positions from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and in a way that's, you like to see that. That just shows that, or at least in this race, for instance, that there's been so many battles and close battles for a lot of these drivers. We got a yellow flag. Oh,
yellow
no!
flag in sector 2. That's Kozlovsky. He's going to be careful coming back on track. He is less than 2 Red Bulls by.
So yeah, Kozlovsky now a lap down after that spin. Falls down to 17th. Promotes Monkeys and Northman up a place, so not any points favoring positions, though, unfortunately for them. Briscan is still attacking Damsey. I'm gonna jump to him right now. They are going through sector 2. Let's look at the RS. Chris is able to have it in power mode 1, at least for now. But yeah, let's take a look at Damsey's as well. Yeah, look at Damsey. 81%.
Yeah. Still looking very good for the defense. Chris is going to have to make him sweat just a little bit harder than that, because he's not even...
Or is Damsey catching Jediant?
I think he is catching slightly. Yeah, you can definitely see that he's saving and he's driving a bit more conservatively to fend off Chris than he is trying to attack Jediant. But maybe Jediant is... Jediant's running low on the ERS here. So I think... If Damsey is going to push to attack Jediant, I think he might actually make a case for this position here. It might not be over for Damsey, maybe even able to elevate himself into 4th. We're seeing that gap fall by about 0.1, 0.2 per sector, and with 6 laps left here, I think he's just going to drag Chris right back into this fight with Jediant. And I'm trying to make the mental calculations. I think should be coming up to Jediant at around lap 32, and we should be able to see quite a bit of a battle here for the final few laps.
Yeah, and I feel like in that same breath, Jediant is also slightly catching Mushroom. I haven't looked at the interval, but I've just been going on visual reference, but Jediant and Mushroom definitely do seem a lot closer.
Yeah, Mushroom on the hard tires. Those tires, I mean, they're still going to have plenty of life left in them, but they're going to be slower than the mediums that everyone else is running. Jediant, though, his tires are 17, 18 laps old. That might explain his drop in pace. I can see with his telemetry, too, that he's starting to run low on fuel. So, looks like Damsey, if he can just get his car, and it must be tough for him. He doesn't know this, obviously. We have that information. He does it from the inside of his car. But if he can push for Jediant here, he's not going to see an answer to it. Jediant cannot afford to battle for position right now.
Yeah, it will completely throw a 3rd place, barring penalties, it would completely throw a 3rd place track finish out the window if Damsey and Chris do end up battling with Jediant. And yeah, I mean, look at this. They are getting very, very close to Jediant, at least in terms of what it used to be. And I think, yeah, and as you mentioned, this is the last thing that Jediant wants right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Jediant not catching up to Mushroom too much there. It looks like that gap is staying pretty stable. But Damsey, 1.3 coming into that corner, 1.5 coming out of it. So looks like Jediant's still getting a better exit there. That should spare him at least for half a lap or so. But look at the speed difference down the straight as... Jediant having a lift-in coast there, only breaking about 311, whereas Damsey was going an easy 320. And 1.2 seconds, they got 1.3 seconds, and you can see that shifting rapidly there, and he's closing in on the DRS range. Should get that by the end of this lap. I would not be surprised to see it fall within a second. Jediant must be sweating now as he sees that Williams get closer and closer and closer every lap.
Yeah, and the Williams of Damsey, his tires are just a little bit fresher than Jediant's and Chriscan, so that's obviously helping not only him fend off from Chriscan, but wow, he does get close there, but also try and get the charge onto Jediant.
Yeah, and Chris, we do have to say, has been keeping that gap rather low, but again, it looks like actually he is getting a little bit closer. Yeah, a little bit closer to Damsey's ERS levels, so he should be able to push as hard as him. He's been doing a good job managing that ERS, and they're both closer to the guy ahead here. I think we might be seeing some DRS from Damsey going into this main straightaway after the Senna S's. And is he going to be close enough? Oh, not this time.
He did clip the grass. That's not going to help him. I think Chris is going to have maybe an opportunity now. They are very, very close.
Yeah, 0.4 separates these guys with only 3 laps left.
Damsey's got good straight line speed, though. I was for sure we might see a move. But no, Damsey, good straight line speed, able to keep ahead of Chris can. And now Jedi, you could clearly see, is just over a second ahead of Damsey. And it is, the gap is getting smaller, it seems, every second.
Yeah, we have not seen it dip below a second yet. Jedi has done a very good job at keeping him just out of reach of DRS, but it's gotten very close. We've seen some 1.0s quite a few times. 1.2 here coming up to this main straightaway. Can he get a better exit, maybe get that car inside the DRS range? No, he's not, but Chris is going to have DRS. He's a little bit further than last lap, but now they have the same amount of ERS. They're both going to have to push the same, and Damsey looks like no matter how hard he's trying, he's not able to catch up to the giant. Sorry, Chris, same with Damsey. Looks like, I don't know what's happening on this track, but the DRS is not working for a lot of these drivers. But
Chris had a bad Senna S's.
Absolutely, yeah. Lost about half a second there, and Damsey, look at how close he is to getting DRS if he can just keep that gap the same through the corners. But Jedi just so much quicker through the sector 2, this very, very tight technical portion of the Interlagos circuit. Is he going to be able to do it? 1.1. Jedi must be so frustrated with his car right now. It's so agonizingly close from getting DRS, and DRS can make such a big difference. Maybe not to pass as we've seen so far, but at least to keep close to him. And not this time around, I think. Again, it looks like Jedi just getting too good of an exit. He'll only get one more chance at this. We're on lap 35 out of 36. And this is the last lap that they're coming up to right now. And look, oh my god, I did not notice that. Look how close Jedi is getting to Mushroom. Mushroom must have made a mistake or something. But there's a less than a second gap to Mushroom right now. And now Mushroom's going to get the fire of 3 cars coming up behind him. He cannot make a mistake here. And he's going wide on that corner. I think these tires are dying out on Mushroom. Jedi is only 0.4 behind him. Mushroom,
no ERS.
No ERS from Mushroom has a ton of ERS. Luckily for him, probably saving it a little bit too much. Jedi's going to have to muscle his way by though, because he's only got 14% left. And looks like Damsey and Chris, they're going to end up hashing it out but amongst themselves because not able to close that gap. Look how close Jedi is. Oh my goodness, Mushroom must be sweating in that seat right now, and he's gonna get one chance at it. Jedi, he's saving his ERS. Very, very smart. You only need about.
He's gonna get 2. This is the second to last lap.
I'm seeing 36. Oh yeah, I think Mr. Kuhl just started it. So yeah, he's gonna get 2. Sorry about that. He's gonna get 2 chances. That's even worse news for Mushroom. I thought he was just gonna have to hold him off for just this time around. But no, Mushroom's going to have to hold him off an entire lap again. Not sure what happened there, but that gap went down from about 4.5 seconds to under 1. And now Kozlowski is out of the race, and that's in turn 1, I believe. Yeah, I think he's hit the inside. Yeah, so Kozlowski's out of the session, and now no safety car here. They're going to let them race on. Jedi with the DRS, and he's catching up to Mushroom. And I know Mushroom has a couple penalties, so either way, it is possible that Jedi gets ahead. But Mushroom has raced quite a good race so far today. 0.6 is the gap that separates them coming in through the middle of Sector 2. And Jedi, now he's only going to get one more chance. Mr. Kuhl wins the Grand Prix. A great race. 18-second gap to second place. Cruz is coming around the final corner now. But this is where, oh, look, Damsey has gotten with himself within DRS range. He might give it a try here. He's, Mushroom makes a mistake. He's going to get very close to Jedi. Jedi's Jediant's going to put it on overtake. Look
This
at
is another
Damsey
photo
getting
finish for
behind him.
Jediant.
Get him. Is Jediant going to be part of 2 photo finishes in this single race? No, he's not able to
he's
catch up.
not.
And Mushroom is just going to hold off. He got so close at the end. But Mushroom with the penalties drops him into 4th. Jediant takes 3rd place, gets his McLaren on the podium. This was such an exciting, such a close finish here. These guys getting so close together at the end of this race. This was absolutely magnificent.
Gas on the line.
Oh my goodness, Mushroom with a great race there, giving us some action at the end. I'm not sure what, I really don't know what happened with him, where that gap went, but I am happier for it because we got an absolutely amazing finish here in Brazil. We're going to see our podium here. That's Mr. Kuhl, Cruz, and Jediant racing an amazing race so far. This has been quite the thriller, I have to say. Very happy to have commentated this one. This was full of action. We had no DNFs. Oh no, we did have one DNF right at the end on the final lap. Kozlowski. He's completed 90% of the race distance. I think we'll classify him. And Mr. Kuhl with the win. Cruz 9K 2nd place, Giant in 3rd. Mushroom coming home in 4th after those penalties, just ahead of Damsey in 5th. Chris coming home in 6th. I think he ended up losing a little bit of grounds there. Jordan 7th, Spoon, Terminal Deity, Ikovacic rounding out our top 10. Alex Ja had a tough race, but he fought back to finish 11th. And Lorenzo, despite starting in 7th, looks like he's going to finish all the way down in 12th. Yuri, Fallen Monkeys, Chilmo, Northman, El Biku not having the races they wanted. Of course, 2 of those guys had some internet issues. And Kozlowski with the unfortunate DNF right at the end there. Wow. What a race. I'm blown away by the action that we saw today. We didn't need a safety car. That was pure organic racing, just like you like to see.
Yep, and one thing's for sure, we've got a constructors battle and a drivers battle set up for this season for sure. McLaren v Mercedes, and don't forget about Chris Cannon there. And I mean, Damsey and George, we've got nearly a 7-car battle for the championship, at least in my opinion.
Oh yeah, this is going to be quite the last couple of races. We have 4 rounds to go. We are in Japan next week, I believe. It was supposed to be Singapore, then we decided there was too many street circuits on such a short season, so decided to give good old Japan a try. Let me just confirm that real quick. And yeah, it's the Japanese Grand Prix, where you still have the Italian Grand Prix, the Canadian Grand Prix, and the US Grand Prix to finish it all off. Yeah, it's a short season. That means we're going to see a lot of drama like this, I hope, but great race from all these guys. Should we try to get maybe some of our podium drivers here for a quick interview?
Yeah, we can definitely.
Let's get Mushroom in here, I think. Mushroom and Jediant, if they're willing to join us.
Let me see. I will send invites to both Jediant and ISRL Mushroom and give them just a little bit of time. If they don't join, we will just wrap it up. But, I mean, my goodness, that race had everything but a safety car. And as you said, we didn't need it. It was absolutely incredible to watch all of that unfold with no safety car. And
absolutely.
We now are joined by ISRL Mushroom. Mushroom, can you hear me?
Looks like not quite yet, but like you were saying, Carter, did not need a safety car to make this race incredible. We got that all on its own. These guys keeping it clean, but everyone racing, and it just goes to show that sometimes you don't need the field to bunch up. The action can create itself. Mushroom, I think, are you there now?
No, I was just trying to get Mushroom into the party. He says he's on his way, and now Mushroom, can you hear us? Yeah, what an incredible race. You were in 3rd place for, it seemed like, or at least in the podium for a good portion of that race. You had a gap to Jediant there, but it looked like with about 2 laps to go, that gap shrunk a lot. Was there a mistake in there, or was just a giant catching you? Yeah, and that'll do it for sure. A season best finish for you, 4th place, an extra 12 points to your name. Even though it wasn't the podium that you wanted, are you still have to be satisfied with this race? I would say, don't you think?
Yeah, completely understandable. Must have been. It must be pretty tough to see your name slide down like that. Yeah, absolutely. But still, lots of good points. Like Carter mentioned, your best result of the season. That's a good thing to build on. Brings you right into that battle at the top of the standing. So you're gonna be looking to follow that up next week. I think coming into Japan, because a strong result there, I think, could definitely throw you into the championship title fight. No, he very far ahead.
Yeah, and that will make it back-to-back for Mr. Cool. We've actually got ISRL Tier 1 in about 40 minutes, so don't go too far away, and be sure to join us back. Nick, what a race. Cannot wait to take part in it here soon. Why don't you send us off here?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be back in, just like Carter said, a bit over 40 minutes. We have Tier 1 tonight. It's the Brazilian Grand Prix, just like you've seen twice already so far. Big race coming up. Sweet Crown stands at 50 points, and everyone else is trying to catch up to him. But it's very, very tight from second to all the way down to about 10th. So we should be seeing a lot of action, and hopefully a race just as thrilling as we just saw. I want to say thank you to everyone who's joined in for this live stream. We'll see you in about 40 minutes for Tier 1. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff to this page if you want to see some more racing. I'm ISRL Knight. ISRL Carter's here with me. Thank you guys for watching the ISRL Tier 2 Brazilian Grand Prix.